Third quarter about to commence here at the Kia Oval. Hope you're enjoying our coverage on PTV. Daniel Norton with you, and Robbie Gray joining me again for special comments this quarter. We've had a couple of boys up here. Robbie and Travis spoke early, and I think the Chief Executive, Keith Thomas, will join me in the last quarter. So all good fun here at the moment. At the moment too, the Bulldogs lead by 25 points, and they've brought the ball forward. And a nice mark taken there by the big unit in Jones. And he will kick from right on the paint, about 50 metres out, early, very early in the third quarter. So the boys for Port Adelaide, we're just down the runes, Robbie. They're pretty fired up. We'll get your thoughts shortly. We'll just watch this kick from Jones. Kicks from just beyond 50. Drop punt on its way, though striving for the extra distance. That's a shocker, and it's gone out the full. Boys pretty fired up at half time to finish off the game well.
Yeah, I thought we had a pretty good second quarter, just didn't get rewarded for our efforts. So the coaches had a few things that they wanted to change up, but so we should start to see that in this third quarter.
Good kick to the outside 50 for Port Adelaide. The ball comes back very quickly though via the Bulldogs. A good effort there by the Bulldogs play. Geez, he did well there. Ball taken over the boundary line though, and they'll be throwing 40 metres out in front of that modern looking grandstand here. So it is chilly. We just had a quick chat about the crowd. We think it's probably 10,000 here at the moment. It's fantastic. A really good atmosphere. Left foot by the Bulldogs player, but again that has gone out in the full. So they're peppering the goals early in the third quarter. Unfortunately though, no score for the Bulldogs. It's all part of the Elastoplast AFL European Challenge, where the Bulldogs lead by 25 points, and they're about to lead by a little bit more there because Carlisle went for a searching kick, but it got cut off by the Bulldogs. It's good to see though the boys trying to take the game on and switch.
Yeah, I think a lot of open space, so the boys want to back themselves in, but yeah, a few skill errors I suppose this time of year will bring that, so we're looking to cut those out as the game goes on.
Yeah, I think our supporters got to understand it's everyone's very rusty at this stage. It's very early to play. What is it? Early November. Bulldogs play, kicks it on its way, doesn't quite make the distance. Redden palms over the line for a minor score. Also, Porter down to I think 3 on the bench at the moment, while the Bulldogs are rotating a few. Well, they might have just pulled it back to 3 as well, I think. They've got at least 4 down there, so they do have a few extra rotations. It's a luxury, the Bulldogs, at the moment. So Campbell Heath kicks down the line. He's been quite impressive early. Trengove to play. Good mark. Great grab by Trengove. Higgins hurt in that contest. Trengove kicks down the line looking for Lobe. Like I said, looks like Prince Harry. He's in town too, just near Buckingham Palace. Good effort there by Young, and Young will get the free kick. Stuck his head in the hole. Well done by the young man. Young goes short to new recruit Monfries. Tries to sell the pup. Lost his footing on the Jude. Umpire, he's a bit lucky the umpire's given him a free kick there, too high. The player there, the infringing player, Clay Smith from the Bulldogs. So well and truly under lights here at Kia Oval. As I said before, it's very dark in London early. Goes towards the hot spot. Lobe, the rover, at the back of the pack, but he's beaten to it by the Bulldogs player, but he only kicks as far as Pittard. So Pittard marks 70 out. Here's a chance for Port Adelaide to pump it back inside 50. He's got options through the midfield, one of which is Redden. Finds him. So Redden, still a good 2 kicks from goal. Kicks a magnificent pass. Hitchcock couldn't quite mark it. Well done there by the Bulldogs too to defend. And they're going to try and clear it out. Jams on the boot. Dalehouse is the one play there for the Bulldogs. Well done though by Homps. Homps wins it. Tries to get rid of the football. Umpire says you've had far too much time. And Dayhouse won the free kick. Wallace plays on quickly. Kicks long. Well done there by Dixon. Tracked the football. Good stuff though by Carlisle as well. Got it from Monfries. Carlisle palmed it forward. Bulldogs have got it. This game has certainly lifted a notch. Picken now is going to have a shot from 40. That is a shocker. The third out the bounds in the full in the opening 4.5 minutes for the Bulldogs. Not good, but the Bulldogs peppering the goals at the moment.
Yeah, a few good numbers by our boys. So the Bulldogs have had quite a few inside 50s, but that last foray forward by Port was exactly what the coach had spoke about at half-time. A few long down the lines and a few really good contests by Jackson Trengove and then Matt Lobe, so the coaches will be happy with that.
Pittard goes in short. He's had a fair bit of the footy today. Gives it to Carlisle. I'll be looking forward to Pittard's diary entry later tonight. Goes in long. Oh, good mark there, though, by Markovic. Markovic takes the mark on centre wing here at the Kia Oval. Kicks backwards to find Talia. Talia goes wide to Wood. So Wood's got it right half back for the Bulldogs. Kicks into space. The big unit's out there. Who's that, Robbie? He's not in my budget. Not in the record. Number 45. We'll get to him later. Good pick up there. I think that was by Picken. Pumps it in to the forward line. Lobe stuck the palms up. Didn't quite take the mark. Skinner around the body. Right foot kick. Goes higher than it does longer. Oh, good mark, though. Just sat underneath the football there. And the Bulldogs take a mark only 15 metres out. And that is Patrick Vez. Premier. He's already, I think, kicked the goal for the Bulldogs. So he's going to have a shot from 30 out directly in front, drop punt on its way, and the goal umpire makes a little bit of room, but he says that's good enough. And the Bulldogs kick their 8th goal. The Bulldogs 8-6-54 leading Port Adelaide 3-4-22, a margin of 32 points, 6 minutes. Yeah, Jasper Pittard's diary entries causing a stir back home.
Yeah, you've been following him around all week with the camera, so he's been copping quite a bit of stick for it, but I had a reader one the other night. It wasn't too bad. He writes all right, so it's not too bad. Yeah,
he goes all right, Jasper. He's certainly... what's happened here? We've got something. Robbie's pointing to some sort of incident streaker, is it, behind the goals? Oh, dear. This is where it starts to get a little bit ugly at these games at Care Oval. Back in the centre. You keep an eye on the streaker. It's a lady too. Robbie will very happily keep his eyes on the streaker, while I'll keep my eye on the football. And our coverage has unfortunately got to keep concentrating on the game because of that's the more interesting thing at the moment. And of course, all sorts of things, match review and all that sort of stuff. So the Bulldogs bring the ball forward inside 50, skin of the target, slipped over like Torval and Dean. Well done there by Pittard. He's kept it in, but no one was there. Skinner's got it. He's taken it. Right foot snap. That is a miracle goal, I thought, but he's missed it. Crikey, I thought he kicked it. Well, the young lady being escorted, I don't think we've got vision of it, and we don't need it, but she's got a St Kilda Guernsey on. I won't say... Yeah, and Ugg boots. And very dishevelled at the moment. Very, very dishevelled. Unbelievable. So she's about to get escorted out. Probably cop a fine as well for her trouble. Hopefully we'll see a bit more to come later. Let's check the scoreboard. 33 points the margin. The Bulldogs leading 7.5 minutes into the third quarter in this elastoplast European Challenge. So the Bulldogs take the ball through the midfield, kicks inside 50. Oh, too easy there. Picken takes the mark on the 50-metre line. So maybe too far out for him to score. Judging his last performance, he kicked it out in the full. He might want to just give this off, but he's going to back himself here, the young man. Usually the tagger for the Bulldogs, as Brad Ebert runs on the ground for Port Adelaide. Picken from 53 metres. Long kick. Doesn't quite make the distance. Port Adelaide spoil. First to the ball is the Bulldogs player. He handballs it over the top. They've still got possession. Well done there by Liberatore. Handballs it back to Kobe Stevens. I think it is the new recruit. A snap around the body. The goal umpire loves it. So does the crowd. He's kicked his first for his new club. And the Bulldogs kick away. 9-7-61 the Bulldogs, leading Port Adelaide, who are stuck on 3-4-22, a margin of 39 points, 9 minutes into the third quarter of this Elastoplast European Challenge. And I think the boys are probably just starting to feel the effects of the first game, Robbie, plus the lack of rotations on the bench.
Yeah, I think so. Just looking down the Bulldogs bench now, and they've still got 8 or 9 rotations. So our boys might be feeling the effects of that, and the ball's been mainly in the Bulldogs forward half for the first bit of this quarter, so hopefully the boys can start to turn it around.
Yeah, with a bit of luck. So Cordy's got it for the Bulldogs. Handballs, well trapped by Paul Stewart. Handball over the top to Andrew Moore. He's going to run and give it. Beautifully done. Nicely done, Morey. He chipped it. He dropped the eyes, and Cameron Hitchcock has taken the mark 45 metres out directly in front, and Port Adelaide desperately need this goal. That was well done by Morey. Just lowered the eyes. Yeah,
it was a great kick, but I think Hitchy has made some really smart leads tonight. He's often out in the clear, so be a good reward if you can finish this off. And had a really tough year last year, so hopefully he can have an injury-free summer and get really fit, because he's quite a good little player when he's up and going.
So Hitchcock crosses the paint. Oh, he's nearly shinned that. I think he's got it though. the worst goal he will ever kick, but it is a goal. He sort of mongrel punted it through. So Hitchcock, good on him, the young man. He deserved that. He's kicked his first and Port Adelaide's fourth. He joins other goal scorers in Jared Redden, Jasper Pittard and Jackson Trengove. So let's check that scoreboard. We're 10 minutes into the third quarter. Port Adelaide trailing by 33 points. It's the Bulldogs, 9-6-61, leading the Power 4-4-28. Robbie, it is 3 minutes to 5 here in London, and it's pitch dark.
Feels really late. You sort of forget what time it is, but yeah, it's pitch black here. The lights are on, and the crowd's pretty rowdy at the moment, so I'm sure they're enjoying it. And no, it's a really good exhibition at the moment, so really enjoying it.
Thanks, Robbie. Good stuff for enjoying the special comments. Hopefully everyone back home on PTV are enjoying your insight and Travis Spoke's insight in the first quarter. We might have had a few technical issues with Travis's microphone in the first quarter, so we do apologise for that, but I think Robbie's coming through loud and clear. The Bulldogs bring it forward, shocking kick, pitches in front of Wood, and Wood tracks it over the boundary line in front of Angus Monfries, number 6 for Port Adelaide. It's, of course, his former number from Essendon, and looks like he slipped into that one very comfortable, vacated by Daniel Pearce at the end of the season. So boundary throw in, true centre wing in front of all the members stand here at Care Oval. The Bulldogs wearing their white strip. Port Adelaide will take it today, the home team. Broadbent jams at forward inside 50. This is better. Lobe, 2-on-1. Bulldogs playing one spare back in defence. Tracking the football towards the goals of the big fella there in Fletcher Roberts. Good name. Fletcher just guides the ball to his Bulldogs teammate. Now Roberts will get it back. He's in his defensive goal square. Goes in short to Liberatore. Geez, his old man was a very, very tough player. Goes in short to Wallace. Talk about old men. Wallace's old man, Stephen Wallace, of course, played for the Bulldogs as well. So a fair bit of tradition there. They go in long. Well done by Brad Ebert. He takes the mark, and well, we know about the Ebert tradition at Port Adelaide. Goes in long. Hartlett flies. Well done by the acting captain. Good grab. Plays on. 70 out. Drop punt. He's kicked it a mile. Oh, it's a beauty. Oh, it is an absolute beauty. Hartlett takes the grab and then plays on and kicks it from 65 metres, goalpost high, and we know he can do that, and hopefully that will be the spark. Port Adelaide have kicked 2 in a row. They're 5-4-34, trailing the Bulldogs 9-7-61, a margin of 27 points, and Robbie, he is an elite kick when he gets onto him.
Yeah, I think we saw in the Carlton game earlier this year when he's on song, he can really kick him from anywhere, so took one of the marks of the night there, and then just wheeled on and had a shot from 65-70 out and put it through half post height, so we're pretty happy with that one, I think. Yeah,
he's such a skillful player, and he's and we hope his body holds out. I think he played 16 games last year, Hamish, so obviously very positive signs ahead of the number 8 for Port Adelaide, and I know he's taken great pride in captaining the side tonight over here representing the club in London. So Port Adelaide, all individual goal scorers, Cameron Hitchcock, Hartlett, Trengove, Jasper Pittard and Jared Redden make up the goal scorers, 5 goals. So the Bulldogs through Wood, kick it towards centre forward. Big pack of players against somehow Grant, nearly took the mark there for the Bulldogs. Shovels it out, well done, good tackle, bit of a chicken wing style work done there. Umpire Troy Parnell says holding the ball, and Port Adelaide will take the free kick through Blee. Blee just squares it to Pittard. Pittard in short to Hitchcock. That should be 50, and he is. I think it's the first 50 we've seen tonight, Robbie. Hitchcock deserved it. He just kicked the goal, and he might be able to slot through his second.
Looks like a big 50, so I'll take him within range. I think the man of the mark will be about 40 out. So, and again, another little smart lead through the middle there by Hitchy. So hopefully he can reward himself with another goal here.
So the Power have kicked the last 2. They were 39 points down 5 minutes ago. They're 27 points down here. So another one here to Hitchcock will just close the margin. He kicks it from 48. That goal umpire just hasn't moved a muscle. He has not, well, she hasn't anyway, hasn't moved a muscle. I apologise there. And Hitchcock has kicked his second in about 5 minutes. And the Power draw closer. 21 points the margin. Nice stuff by Port Adelaide, and certainly plenty of spirit being shown by the boys. They are very keen to represent the club over here, Robbie, well.
Yeah, the boys are really looking forward to coming over, and the boys that come over here in 2006 2006 spoke really highly of the trip, so we couldn't wait to get over here and to have the opportunity to go to Milan first and get a bit of a training camp in was fantastic, and the boys are really enjoying London at the moment.
Not to say the same thing will happen this year, of course, but both sides have played in the European Challenge game in 06, went on to play in the grand final in 07. We know there's obviously a lot of work ahead of Port Adelaide, but certainly it's been a great trip so far, and the boys got a lot out of it, as we've heard from both Robbie and Travis and a few of the guys via PTV throughout the week. The Bulldogs have got it well wrapped up by Monfries. This game has really started to spark a little bit. Port Adelaide showing some great spirit. Moore gets it. Pinnard, 55 out, goes in short. Pack of players. Great grab, Monfries. Oh, what a grab. Great contested mark. He's taken it 40 metres out in a slight angle to kick Port's 4th goal in about 8 minutes. So the boys showing a little bit. 16 minutes gone in the 3rd quarter. The margin 21 points. And this is an important kick, and he's a very skillful player, Robbie.
Yeah, well, it's funny, he laid the tackle on the wing and forced the turnover first, and then managed to get back inside 50 and get on the end of it. So if you can put this through, it'll be good reward for a good effort.
So Monfries, 48 metres out. I like that too. I like it a lot. It's another one to the power. Here they come, Port Adelaide. So they've cut the margin to just 15 points in the blink of an eye. The power, 7-4-46, leading the Western Bulldogs, trailing the Western Bulldogs, 9-7-61, approaching the 16.5-minute mark of this 3rd quarter. So good work there by Angus Monfries. As we pointed out last quarter, he's played 150 games already as a 25-year-old and had some great experience to the group.
Yeah, like I said, he fits in with the age group of us guys going forward, and nice and young and got lots of experience, so I think it'll be a really good addition to our team.
So the ball back in the centre, Redden just palms it down, surely a free kick to Port Adelaide player in Moore. He was hung onto by Smith. So Moore takes it, transfers it to that man Monfries. He's been good early, chips inside, pack of players, all courage needed. Well done there by Paul Stewart. He's amazing, isn't he, Stewie? He will always back into traffic.
Yeah, he's had quite a few knocks in his career, never takes his eyes off the footy, and he was running back with it then again to send. So even though just an exhibition game, same old Stewie.
Absolutely, great courage. He has copped a couple of heavy knocks in his time. Here he is too, Stewart. Oh, great handball to the voice and O'Shea. O'Shea called for it. Bulldogs though, trap it. Well done though by the Bulldogs as they kick it towards Skinner. Good mark though, well read by Lapado Carlisle. And Port Adelaide really pushing up here. Kicks it out towards the outer side. So the crowd getting involved as well. Really good atmosphere here at the Oval. The Kia Oval as it is called now. A lot of tradition here. A lot of great cricket matches played over the years here. Hitchcock dropped the mark, but he kicked it back to Homps. So Homps goes in short. Is that O'Shea, Robbie? It's a long way out there. O'Shea in front of that gas construction of sorts. Goes in short. Great kick. Bounced off the chest of Hartlett. Normally eats those up, Hamish. Good tackle. Umpire will say, I'll have it in front of that little rowdy section there. There's plenty of people. What are we working about, 8,000 or 9,000 here, Robbie?
Yeah, something like that. It's funny you say, over that side of the ground there's lots of people. I was doing a bit of jogging before the game around outside and copped a bit from the crowd, so they'll be flying by now. That was 3 or 4 hours ago, so they'll be well and truly on their way, I would have thought.
Oh yeah, I think the boys, a few of the boys down here, Tommy Logan, whoops, here we go again. I think there was a bit of a sling tackle there that just sort of might have got the boys a little fired up, and certainly got the crowd. Oh, there's another sling tackle. So that is that was a little bit aggressive. Talk me through that, Robbie.
Yeah, just a bit of a sling tackle. I think the boys are starting to get a bit fiery now. Obviously back in the game now, so and I think that's what the crowd want to see. So they go up whenever something happens.
So Port Adelaide hamstrung a little bit with rotation. So from what I'm looking at here, Robbie, is that a lot of the midfielders are actually going forward for a rest. I've just noticed Hamish Hartlett's up forward. So the boys, you've got to understand, they haven't had much of a rest. So the only rest they're getting is up the forward line. Yeah,
obviously, like you said, the midfielders are resting forward, and I think a few of the backs and forwards are also swapping. So Paul Stewart's going back and forward, Nick Salter's going back and forward as well. So there'll be some tired boys, but we're looking good at the moment.
It's a great effort by the boys. Trengo's got it 52 metres out. They've come back to within 15 points. Broadbanks, here's another one resting forward. So we don't want to harp on the issue, but you know, having 5 or 6 less rotations. We're just looking down the Bulldogs bench here. I can count 8 players. 8 players are down there ready to come on. While on Port Adelaide's bench, there's 3. Nick Solder getting worked on as well at the moment. So the boys fighting really hard, representing the club well over here in London. There'll be a boundary throw in. Andrew Moore had a snap, but was touched. And in saying that, the Bulldogs have been very impressive as well. They've played some really good football. They had a patch there where they kicked some quick goals as well. So it's been a great spectacle. Boundary throw in. Big scrimmage of players. You can throw a blanket over about 20 players there, and the umpire will have it 20 metres out from Port Adelaide's goal. If we can jag one here, Robbie, we'll be right back in it. 15 points the margin. 21 minutes gone in this third quarter. Ball in dispute. Umpire hovering, and he'll have it again. So a secondary ball up. A lot of players around the footy. Lobie, jags on the left foot. I think he's got it, the big fella. Oh, yes, the big Prince Harry lookalike has squirted it through on the left. And Port Adelaide back within 9 points. 9-7-61 the Bulldogs. Port Adelaide 8-4-52 approaching three-quarter time. And that was just an example of what he can do, Robbie.
Yeah, exactly right. It was a good effort by the boys to keep the ball locked inside the forward 50, and a couple of repeat stoppages, and Lobes was good enough to get it out of the stoppage and just snap it around the left foot, and really good effort. So 9 points of difference now, and the boys are looking well and truly on top, so it's good to see.
I think Port Adelaide kicked 5 unanswered goals here in this third quarter, so it'll very pleasing for the coaching group, and obviously for the players themselves. They've been genuinely looking forward to this game for a long time, and now the boys are showing that enthusiasm. Broadbent runs onto the football. Well done though by the Bulldogs. They need one just to stop the flow from their point of view. Kicks it out towards centre wing. Umpire says play on. Umpire says also hanging on there, so the free kick will be taken there by, I think, a young man called Alex Greenwood. The Bulldogs have it now inside 50. This is important play on the left foot. Umpire says, taps the chest and says it's a point. There's not a bad transition football there by the Bulldogs, but just the minor score. We'll check that scoreboard. So Bulldogs by 10 points, approaching three-quarter time. Carlisle brings the ball in. Good hands by O'Shea. Good composure too, good vision, handballs. Young though, stood up well in the tackle, still standing up in the tackle. Well done, Youngie. Handballs to Newton. We'll ask you about Newton shortly. Nice left foot kick, looking for Stewart, I think. No, Brad Ebert out the full, that one is. And Port Adelaide will take the relieving free kick. So Brad Ebert, 70 metres out. Real lift and intensity here. Goes in short, not what we wanted. And the ball chopped off there by the Bulldogs player. And they transfer play. Benny Newton's getting a bit of a run. A lot of Power fans wouldn't have seen a lot of Benny. Just your impression of him.
Personally, a big fan of Benny. Obviously came to the club with a few injury issues, but got a full year last year, and I think he was playing in SANFL 2s for most of the year, but he's shown a fair bit, and he's just such a dedicated young guy, and I think he'll be better for the run, and I think he'll be right to start pre-season and get a full one in hopefully, and I think he'll show next year what he's really capable of, so looking forward to that.
He seems to have a little bit of Jasper Pittard about him, like left footer, moves very similar.
Yeah, very smooth mover and classy left foot kicks, so there's a few in the team now, as we see Campbell Heath coming out from defence with a beautiful kick. So him, Holmes, Pittard, Newton, hopefully we can get those guys playing some really good footy, and that'll be really important for us.
Boys playing some pretty good footy here at the moment, moving the ball with ease. Hitchcock, nice pass, and that's our man Newton that we were talking about. So Benny Newton takes the mark. Port Adelaide, bearing in mind earlier this quarter, were trailing by 39 points. They've brought the margin back to 10 points, and the locals, obviously made up of a few Aussie expats here, really get into this game, and a good spectacle for them as well. So Benny Newton, natural left footer, not sure if his leg's going to carry the distance from here. He's very long run up, kicking from 52 metres, drop punt, looks good. Of course it can carry the distance. Benny Newton kicks his first. Well done, young man. Get around him, and they do. And Port Adelaide are back within 4 points. 9-4-58 the Power, trailing the Bulldogs 9-8-50 a margin of 4 points. It's all set up for the last quarter, Robbie.
Yeah, it's going to be a massive last quarter. Big quarter here by the boys after a really slow start. So bit surprising to see such a big turnaround in a game like this, but the boys look really switched on now, and I'm sure it can't be far from three-quarter time, so they'll be looking to have a big last quarter to finish out the game.
We've just elapsed over 25 minutes, so can't be long, cannot be long at all in this quarter. Ben Newton, well done, young man. In fact, there is no time left in the quarter, as we thought. And let's check that score. The Western Bulldogs, is that a live? It's not a live ball. Someone just kicked it 90 metres. The Western Bulldogs 9-8-62, Hartland it was. Port Adelaide 9-4-58. 4 points the margin at three-quarter time. It is a very entertaining game, and we thank Robbie Gray for his special comments. Well done, mate. We appreciate it.
No worries. Thanks for having me, Nords.
Robbie Gray, our special comments person in the second and third quarter. As we look at that scoreboard once again, and we'll check those goal scorers. The Bulldogs leading by 4 points. The goal scorers for Port Adelaide. Cameron Hitchcock has kicked a couple. Monfries, Hartlett, Trengove, Lobie, Redden, Pittard and Newton, all 1 goal apiece. So join us shortly for the final quarter. Very entertaining. A Leicester Pass AFL European Challenge. Stick with us here at PTV.